The snake finally got what she wanted with an ambassadorship. The disgraced wannabe politician, Kari announced that President Trump is nominating her to be the next ambassador of Jamaica.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Edwin's Commentary. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, please remember to subscribe, like, and also comment. Today we are talking about a political story that has caught the attention of both the United States and Jamaica. The story is about President Donald Trump's decision to nominate Kari as the next United States ambassador to Jamaica. Before we begin, full credit goes to the original creators of these videos. Continue watching this video until the end, then I'll come back with more comments.
There are some bad actors in Jamaica who have really honed the skill of building.
Guys, check this out.
The Jamaican government to combat lottery scams that target vulnerable American victims to the tune of $300 million annually. Jamaica has struggled for years to prosecute these networks domestically. If confirmed, what practical resources or support would you pursue to encourage more effective cooperation between our law enforcement agencies to stop these scams?
Thank you for asking that question, Senator. I think people think, how could you get scammed out of your life savings? But there are some bad actors in Jamaica who have really honed the skill of bilking people out of their money through these lottery scams and other financial scams. And so we will work very closely with Jamaican law enforcement officials. We already have a great relationship. We'll work with our counterparts at the State Department, and we will work with local law enforcement here in the United States to make sure that we're doing everything we can to alert people to this problem, because I think a lot of people unsuspectingly don't even realize that they're obviously being caught up in a scam, and then prosecute people to the fullest extent of the law. And I will put pressure on the Jamaican government, if I'm confirmed, to really prosecute and take seriously these types of crimes.
Ms. Lake, I want to come back to you on a related topic here, and that has to do, beyond your normal role as ambassador, you're going to be responsible for an interagency effort to deal with U.S.-Jamaica counter-narcotics efforts. And that's going to require leading a team that has personnel in the State Department side and in law enforcement. Can you just illuminate us in terms of how you plan to approach that challenge?
Thank you so much for the question, and I want to commend the people who are on the ground in Jamaica. From what I understand, they're doing incredible work working with the Jamaican authorities. We're taking the incredible knowledge we have in law enforcement here in America. We have also in investigations, and we're helping to train additional forces in Jamaica. And we'll be working with the Department of War. I understand that they are very much hot on bringing down these narco-terrorists. Most of the drugs, from what I understand, are coming from Colombia, about 40% of the drugs coming from Colombia, and they stop at Jamaica and then they go out to other areas. Some of them are making their way into the United States. One death from fentanyl or overdose from drugs, in my opinion, is one death too many. And I'm glad we have a president who's taking this issue seriously. Fentanyl is a weapon of mass destruction, and I think that the people of Jamaica deserve the safety that their government is now working to help provide. They brought down the murder rates by 43%, from what I understand, in the country. They're making huge progress in making Jamaica a safer country, and I think the people of Jamaica deserve that, and the people of America deserve that as well.
Ms. Lake, what can you tell us about your take on the best way to help Jamaica? As ambassador, confirmed, you intend to focus more on aid or on lifting trade burdens, on increasing economic opportunities for the island?
Thank you, Senator Lee, for that question. I think it's if confirmed, we're going to look at everything. We're going to hit the ground running and look at ways to expand American business opportunities and try to level the playing field, because right now, as we know, when we're competing with for a contract or a tender with the CCP or the CCP-controlled company, oftentimes they'll underbid the United States. We want to make sure that we're working with Jamaica to make sure that there's a level playing field so that American businesses have a real shot to do great work. We know that we provide better quality work. We hire Jamaicans, and we want to make sure that we're assisting and also allowing for American companies to expand. I think there's big companies that could help right now. There's a huge need as they're rebuilding after this Category 5, which devastated especially the southern and western part of the island. And if we don't take an active approach to getting American companies in to bid and get some of these big purchases and big jobs, we're going to see the vacuum filled by more Chinese influence in that country. And that's concerning to me. I think it's concerning to both sides of the aisle when it comes to what China has done and their influence so close to home.
We've seen that all over this hemisphere, in many parts of Central and South America. China gaining footholds, putting a base in Argentina, for example. A lot of increased ties with Brazil, with the current government in Colombia, just to name a few. I would imagine that adding Jamaica to the list, securing significant foothold in Jamaica would be a huge feather in the cap for the CCP folk who really want a massive inroad at the doorstep of continental United States of America. What do you think that is the best antidote to that, and how can you work with the Jamaican government to discourage that from happening?
Yes, right now the Chinese have a massive stake in one of the key ports in Kingston. I think they have a 49% control over it, and that puts us at risk. And so we need to rebalance things and work with the Jamaican government on that. And, you know, not just big businesses, there's small businesses as well. I love this story. You know, we all know that Jamaica has incredible athletes. They dominate in track and field and in gold medals. The fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt. I mean, we all watched as he wowed the world. But they're one of the only tropical climates that also has a winter Olympic team in their bobsled. And actually, a company in Utah, backcountry, does the outfitting for that team, the Jamaican bobsled team, which I think is very cool. I mean, we definitely want big projects, but we want to encourage all kinds of American businesses to invest in Jamaica and Jamaicans to invest in America as well. You can buy a lot of things in Jamaica. You can show up and not have swim trunks, and you can purchase those. You can purchase beach towels, you know, whatever you need, shorts and shirts, but you cannot purchase winter parkas in Jamaica. And
I would imagine it would have limited utility in Jamaica.
It would. You just don't need it. So I think there's a real opportunity to work with our partners, our neighbors. Jamaica, an incredible country, and I'm looking forward to it.
There's a growing sense that gang violence is becoming more of a problem throughout the Caribbean. And the growing concern that some of this is a spillover effect from Haiti, which has been really had a big problem with gang violence. Any thoughts on how best the United States can work with Jamaica in order to bring that problem under control?
Well, thank you for the question. Thank you for mentioning Haiti. I know that not only is the United States taking an active role with the gang suppression force down there, but Jamaica is as well. Jamaica has some very talented individuals that are on the ground. I think the second in command, from what I understand, in this gang suppression activity that's happening and the work to stabilize Haiti is a Jamaican. So it's in Jamaica's interest, it's in the United States' interest, it's really in the Caribbean interest to make sure that we can solve some of the serious problems in Haiti, and we'll be focusing on that if confirmed.
So basically, America is jealous of the relationship that Jamaica is sharing with China currently. As such, there's going to be some huge changes that will be coming up that's going to impact Jamaica.
The snake finally got what she wanted with an ambassadorship. The disgraced wannabe politician, Kari announced that President Trump is nominating her to be the next ambassador of Jamaica. I guess even President Trump has had enough of Lake in Washington, D.C., that he has finally given her a consolation prize after the two-time loser failed to win the gubernatorial election here in Arizona in 2022 and then the open Senate race in Arizona in 2024. Or maybe she was nominated because she's already inflicted pain in so many lives of federal employees that used to be part of the agency she's dismantled. But regardless, I think we can all say this is a win for the American people. She'll be shipped off to a country in the Caribbean, thousands of miles away from Washington, if she can get past a Senate confirmation hearing. Sayonara, Kari.
Kari Lake, Donald Trump's nominee for ambassador to Jamaica, sat in front of the United States Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and she spoke about a number of things, which, understanding the MAGA mode and the MAGA machine and their agenda, I'm almost 90% sure that she will be confirmed as ambassador, U.S. ambassador to Jamaica. Now, she spoke about a lot of things. I'm going to go over a few things that she emphasized on, right? She even spoke about Usain Bolt and Jamaica's bobsledge team. But the main thing she spoke about that I think a lot of people may have concerns about is the relationship with Jamaica and China. She spoke about the port, Kingston Port, Jamaica, which was 49% controlled by China, right? She also spoke about narcotics. That's 40% of the narcotics shipped to the U.S. That's what she said, is routed through Jamaica waters or Jamaica, some shit like that. Okay. I don't know how she came up with that number, but that's what she said. She also spoke about lottery scamming in Jamaica. And she said she's going to be working with the United States Department of War. Same thing, Department of Defense. Pete Higgs said change it to the Department of War, right? In regards to some of these narco trafficking and stuff like that. So if you know, Colombia just got a new president-elect, which was backed by Donald Trump. You understand what I'm saying? And so you see where the correlation is between the president of Colombia, the now elected president of Colombia, Jamaica narco trafficking, and her plan. It's all making sense to you now, right? So a lot of things, if she get elected, which I'm almost sure she will get elected. You understand what I'm saying? Because the plan she presented to the Senate committee is precisely what the MAGA machine is looking for. It's almost like she had an assignment. That's how it looks to me. And she spoke about lottery scamming, right? People scamming people out of their money in the United States. The narco trafficking trade between Jamaica and Colombia. She spoke about a number of things, building businesses, right? And that America should be more invested in businesses and winning contracts in Jamaica. You understand? As far as developing the southwest side of Jamaica is concerned, because it was destroyed by the hurricane. She also spoke about the fact that the United States assisted and aided Jamaica after the hurricane. So now it's making sense to you, right? So you can go back to my last 200 videos where I did tell you guys that it's not really free, the stuff you're getting after the hurricane from the United States. It may appear to be free, but it comes with a price. It's making sense now. I know a lot of you are in the back of the class, but you'll come up front soon. Okay, it's coming together now. You understand what I'm saying? So she spoke about the U.S. assisting Jamaica and that they plan to do more work with Jamaica. You understand what I'm saying? In the future, if she's elected as Jamaica's, the U.S. ambassador to Jamaica, those are some of the key points she spoke about, right? But the emphasis was on narco trafficking, between Colombia, the lottery scamming that's happening in Jamaica, and Chinese influence in Jamaica. And I did say this, that the United States does not want China in Jamaica. And now you understand why Marco Rubio visited Jamaica and met with government officials in Jamaica. They don't want China down there. Now she's spelling it out for you word by word. Okay, they do not want China in Jamaica. So now you understand why they have warships down there. Now you know that they're not down there for photo opportunities or to make nice videos for TikTok and all this other shit. It's coming together now, right? And the bright side is this Trump administration will be in office until 2028, right? But as for right now, this is what's happening. These are the projected things that U.S. leadership and this Trump MAGA machine are talking about. These are their goals and their objective. And of course, with Jamaica being one of the less developed countries, they're going to use economic leverage and all this other type stuff against any of these countries, whether it's Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Cuba, whatever it is. And we are now hearing talks about heavy U.S. military presence in Trinidad and Tobago to include some elite U.S. military forces. I got to do some more research, but I think they're mentioning Navy SEAL or some shit like that. We got to confirm that still. We don't know if it's completely true, but we're hearing talks about that. You get what I'm saying? So what you see happening in front of you, the United States has a full military operation taking place in the Caribbean. I know a lot of you cannot see it, right? You can't see it, but it's occurring right now. What you saw is military ships, right? Nuclear powered military ships. You saw those. You saw helicopters that delivered food in Jamaica after the hurricane. It wasn't that free. I was trying to tell you guys, right? America does nothing for free, just so you know. U.S. helicopters, you've seen what happened in Venezuela, as far as Maduro getting extracted from Venezuela and coming to the U.S. Prison in New York. You've seen Cuba is now down economically, shortage of oil and all this other stuff. You've also seen where they're still blowing up boats. I think one happened Sunday. 2 people died, 6 people survived. I'm hearing that it will happen somewhere close to the shores of Jamaica. Not so sure about that. Still got to do some more work on that. But they're operating a full-scale military operation. And of course, we knew about Trinidad and Tobago, where they have the satellites. They set up the satellites that happened months ago in Trinidad and Tobago. They need the satellites because they're operating a big operation in the Caribbean. And it's not only Trinidad and Tobago. It's also going to it's impacting Jamaica currently right now. You understand what I'm saying? So Venezuela, Jamaica, Cuba, Trinidad and Tobago, even though they may not be firing shots like they did in Venezuela, in Jamaica or Trinidad, Trinidad and Jamaica has now become a part of this military operation. You understand? Because you see the military equipments are in Trinidad and Tobago and you're seeing them around Jamaica. There's a lot of talks about U.S. military ship sightings around Jamaica. Some people are saying they see submarines surfacing around the Jamaica. And those are the things that you're able to see. There are some things that you're not able to see. You understand? With your naked eye, like the satellites in space. That's how they hit the boats that are out there in the oceans. They use satellites in space to see these boats. You cannot see these satellites with your eyes, okay? So they're going to pick up these boats on their satellite, figure out what they want to hit, and just hit whatever they want to hit. That's sort of the things you can't see. Other things that you can see are the rest of the fleet of these submarines that's beneath the ocean around the Caribbean. You understand? Navy destroyers and military ships don't sail by themselves. Okay? They sail and they have the protection of submarines down below in the ocean. Just so you know. They also have satellite above those big Navy destroyers. So it's air, land, and sea. The Americas layer up. They've been doing this for years. I know some people don't know, but now you do. Air, land, and sea. So they layer up. So when you see the warships down there, Submarines are below, and they got F-35s and everything else in Puerto Rico, which could get to Jamaica or anywhere else in about 2 seconds or less. Okay, the F-35, they're very fast. Puerto Rico is America. America is Puerto Rico. Same thing. All right, so that's where they keep the F-35. We already know about that. And there's a lot of other things that you're not able to see with your naked eyes, like probably intelligence gathering, probably military people on the ground in Jamaica or Trinidad or different countries who are doing intelligence gathering. But you won't know, okay, because you're not going to be in their regular working clothes so you could identify them easily. Okay, so those are some of the unseen things. And not to mention probably some other intelligence collecting, you know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, from the... Yeah, they're probably doing that too. You understand? Right, so this is the beginning. You have until 2028 with this MAGA machine. Okay? I knew this was coming, and that's why I made several videos trying to tell people it's a mission creep. It's a mission creep. When you see them in the Caribbean, they already established everything they wanted down there. They already have their plan in place, like Kari Lake spoke about. She laid out the entire plan. They have a plan in place. They have the equipment in place. They have the personnel. So it's personnel, equipment, plan. Now they're going to get to work. And this is the beginning. You understand? This is not fear mongering. It's reality. All you just have to slightly read. If you can't read, listen. If you can't listen, watch. And you'll see what's going on. It's happening right in front of you. You understand? So those who were in the back of the class cussing me out in the comment section, now you understand. Okay? Next video. Peace.
Bless me people, bless. Jamaica in the scope of the US as Kari Lake lays out plans what they have for Jamaica in her confirmation hearing. And watch it now. Having new businesses in Jamaica is good. It's very good because it helps develop the country and it provide work for people. But the major concern is the 49% our Kingston Wharf what China have. That are the major concern. You understand? And that now put them at risk. And me I wonder how comes. So Jamaica now, we're at the crosshairs of the United States of America. And we don't know say, and we don't see it say too. So the Jamaica Labour Party and Andrew Holness is a lapdog for the US. And not just now. It is not recently the Jamaica Labour Party has shown favoritism to the US. It has happened long time. We watch it every Black History Month. We watch it every Jamaica Day. Every time we have something about Jamaica, it comes on TV. Where the 80s election was influenced by them. And then take part in a make sure say the Jamaica Labour Party win. So we know say under the hands of the Jamaica Labour Party they will sell we out to the US government. So me personally, I'm a Jamaica pray say these plans what they have for Jamaica, they are not fast track. Before the next election, where we can't even try get the Jamaica Labour Party out of power, where they can sell we out to the US. Look for them people. Just medzi. Jamaica kick out doctors and nurses out of Jamaica where we lack her. Then kick out dentists. Then kick out some man where deal with cancer care some way because my daughter have leukemia. So when you kick out them, the people out of Jamaica, we are contribute to society in a positive way. And it not affect us much. They have for them rules and law, and most of them abide by their rules and law and do what they have to do. So now make it be our problem, their problem. Make our problem be how we treat them. You understand? How we kick out them people out of Jamaica. For years say, Jamaica, the plan for taking in 10,000. You understand? Disgusting people in our country, and then pass through, then come to stay. And now their eyes with upon Jamaica have to try kick out China. Jamaica Andrew Holness, the Jamaica Labour Party, China bill with highway. If you remember that. China we make deal with and bill with highway. We ain't happy about it. But now see everybody a drive at 100 and add there. Jamaica bill with highway. If you make goods and services can pass through Jamaica. Faster. Remember at China the bill with hospital them. Remember see at China build couple fire station. Remember, see a lot of work that has been done in Jamaica has been done by the Chinese. And they not deal with we like certain people as much as how they not too like we. They not deal with we like certain people. What you sign for and what you get, me work with them. Say if you sign for $10, there is no cut throat, go through, nothing they not go round. You get your $10. When your day come, you get your $10. Make me see if we go dash for China too. Bless.
You've probably heard this headline, Kari Lake could be headed to Jamaica. So President Trump has picked her to be the next U.S. ambassador there. She's not packing her bags just yet, though. Right now, this is only a nomination. That's step one. Next, her name gets sent over to the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Now, this group of people, they're going to look into her background. They're going to hold a hearing and decide whether to move her along with a good review, a bad one, or she could get no recommendation at all. After that, every senator is going to get a say in this final vote. That whole thing usually takes a few months. So if it all goes her way, she could land in Jamaica in mid-2026, late 2026. One big wrinkle, though, she's been caught up in this massive legal fight over decisions she made while she was running the U.S. Agency for Global Media. A federal judge back in March said she should not have had that job in the first place. So some of the big moves that she made when she was there that made big headlines, all of those have to be reversed. So expect a lot of questions about her year in that office.
When I saw that Kari Lake got nominated to be the U.S. ambassador to Jamaica, I said, what do you mean? This can't be real. Lo and behold, it was real. And at this point, I'm like, what purpose does Homegirl have to be the ambassador to Jamaica? This administration is so unserious. Like, be so for real.
Kari Lake, as in Arizona, Kari Lake, being nominated to be the ambassador to Jamaica just makes me so happy. I mean, she's a blatant bigot, and they're sending her to Jamaica. Trump's a wild one.
Trump just nominated Kari Lake to become the next U.S. ambassador to Jamaica. Yes, that Kari Lake. The former TV anchor turned election-denying firebrand who spent the last year trying to dismantle Voice of America and other U.S.-funded media outlets is now being handed a diplomatic role overseas, and critics are already calling it political exile with palm trees, because the announcement comes right after a federal judge reportedly shut down many of Lake's actions at the U.S. Agency for Global Media, ruling she never had proper Senate confirmation authority in the first place. Now suddenly, she's being moved to Jamaica. The internet immediately exploded with jokes that Trump basically said, "Congratulations, you're being reassigned to the Caribbean." But supporters are celebrating the move, arguing Lake is one of Trump's most loyal fighters and saying she'll aggressively push America First policies abroad. There's just one
Awkward detail. Kari Lake has no known diplomatic background. Her biggest headlines recently involve attacking CNN, feuding with journalists, and helping oversee the collapse of Voice of America broadcasts. And now she may represent the United States on a world stage.
Hello guys, I hope you have just watched that full video. Kari Lake is well known as a former television news anchor. In recent years, she entered political in Arizona but was unsuccessful in her campaign for Republic office. Now President Trump has chosen her for an important diplomatic position that would represent the United States in Jamaica. If she is confirmed by the Senate, the nomination has created strong reaction. Some people support the decision while others believe someone with more diplomatic experience should have been chosen. As part of the confirmation process, Kari Lake appeared before the U.S. Senate Foreign Relations Committee during the hearing. She answered questions from Senate and explained what her main goal would be if she becomes ambassador. One of her top priorities is fighting lottery scams. These scams have affected many Americans, especially older people who receive fake messages saying they have won large amount of money. Victims are often asked to send money before receiving their supposed prize. Lex said she wants to work closely with Jamaican authorities to reduce this scam and protect people from becoming victims. She also spoke about the fight against illegal drugs. Lake said the United States and Jamaica already work together on security issues, and she hopes to strengthen that partnership. She believes closer cooperation can help stop drug trafficking and improve safety in both countries. Another major topic during the hearing was China's growing influence in Jamaica and the wider Caribbean. Lake said the United States should pay close attention to investment in ports, transportation, and other important infrastructure. She believes the U.S. should continue working with Jamaica while also watching the growing role of the Chinese government in the region. These comments started another debate. Some people agree that the United States should remain active in the Caribbean. Others believe Jamaica should be free to build a relationship with different countries based on its own national interest. The nomination has also faced criticism for another reason. Critics say Kari Lake has very little diplomatic experience compared to previous ambassador. They argue that being an ambassador requires years of experience in international relations, diplomacy, and foreign policy. Others have pointed a legal issue connected to her recent leadership role at the U.S. Agency for Global Media. Reports say that a federal judge ruled that several administrative actions taken during her leadership were unlawful. Critics believe these legal problems raise questions about whether she is the right choice for such an important position. Supporters of Lake disagree. They say she is a strong communicator who supports President Trump's foreign policy goals. They believe ambassadors do not always need traditional diplomatic career if they can effectively represent the president and build strong relationship with other countries. The video also discussed the bigger picture. According to the narrator, the United States is paying more attention to the Caribbean because of increasing competition with China. The region has become strategically important because of trade routes, ports, security, and economic partnership. Some observers believe Washington wants to strengthen its relationship with Caribbean nations to reduce China's influence. Others see this as part of normal international competition between major world powers. The narrator questioned whether Kari Lake's nomination is mainly about diplomacy or whether it is also political reward for someone who has remained loyal to President Trump over the years. At the time of the video, The senator had not yet made a final decision. Senators still needed to review her nomination before voting on whether she should officially become the next United States ambassador to the Jamaica. If confirmed, Kari Lake would represent the United States in Jamaica, helping strengthen cooperation on security, trade, tourism, and the important issue between the two countries. No matter what happened, the nomination has already started an important conversation about diplomacy, political appointment, foreign policy, and the future relationship between the United States and Jamaica. Thank you for watching. If you find this summary helpful, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more easy to understand news and political updates. See you in the next video.